My name is Chris, and these three gentlemen are... Please introduce yourselves.
My name's Steve.
Zach.
John.
And this is going to be a story about mages and...
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans, yes.
So welcome to Let's Talk Tabletop.
Oh yeah, crazy stories ensue.
Now, John, you were GMing this one. How would you describe the cast?
Oh, what game was it first?
It was White Wolf's Mage the Awakening.
Okay.
And I have to say we had like almost the workings of the village people.
Yeah, we had
almost the village people.
My character was a Clint Eastwood-esque cowboy type. He actually did hurt animals, and he was in his 50s. He left a wife and 2 children behind in order to keep them safe from the magic shenanigans that were sure to ensue in his life after he had his eponymous awakening.
Well, nothing so complicated for me. My character was a preacher by the name of Saint Michael, and I could shoot electricity.
My character was a homeless rock star that was a... He was known as Tuxie. I don't remember everything about him, but he basically had this used tuxedo that he found on the street somewhere and wore it while carrying his guitar around.
He had no money left after his equipment purchases, so John here allowed his character to scavenge. So what did he scavenge but an ill-fitting tuxedo that he proceeded to wear everywhere, round the clock, for the rest of his life. And we'll get to how long his life lasted before too very long.
Don't forget Fail Redcorn.
Oh, yeah,
and
Fail
my
Redcorn.
nephew Melvin. His character was a Navajo... No, Chumash, was he?
No, I can't remember what
he was Chumash. A Chumash spirit healer who he jokingly called John Redcorn after the King of the Hill character, but this guy could not heal... He couldn't heal the dog command, so to speak. He was terrible at his role, and he wasn't much of a fighter either. The one time that he tried to attack a werewolf with a little
surgical
camping knife. No, it was a camping axe. A little camping axe. This werewolf knocked his redskin ass from here to Kingdom Come. He barely survived.
But let's get on with Tuxedo.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the story?
Well, it all started off... The campaign started where our cabal... Was that what it was? Yeah, our cabal had been... We were told we had to go into this national forest or, like, the woods or something.
No, you had to recover a person who stole a artifact from another mage and wanted to get it back from them.
And basically, we went into this place, and my character, we all had flashlights. My character, though, being complete crap in the beginning, he had like one of those, the ones that you could find and buy at Disneyland, the ones with like the Mickey Mouse pumpkins on it. And so when
he had the kind of flashlights that businessmen give away in lieu of business cards.
Yeah, and I recall that it didn't last long because my character tried to get to work and flickered out, so he went completely crazy and fudging threw it on the ground and stomped on it while cursing out loud.
Was this one of those, like, flashlights with the little light bulb that runs on 2 D batteries?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those little novelty, not mag light, plastic...
trick-or-treating flashlights.
Yeah.
It's spooky!
His looked like a pumpkin.
It's spooky to go out there without somebody. Take this.
Wait, you're getting...
But his character did his best to earn money by performing rock music in dives and sandwich shops, and that went about as well as one could expect. He got enough to live on, but most of the time he just slept at the convent, which acted as our HQ and base of operations. Steve's character's church was sort of like a magic TARDIS. For those of you who don't know what a TARDIS is, shame on you. And a TARDIS's function is essentially housing much greater volume in a... Yeah, these flies. It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside due to dimensional timey-wimey, wibby-wobbly.
Fly!
Sorry, we forgot to introduce you to our fifth guest. His name is Fly, and he's the most annoying member of the cast. McFly!
Yeah, so anyway, as we were going to find this guy, we were being
It was
shot
a
at.
chick. No, it was.
It was a chick who stole the...
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you guys were going into the creepy, the forest
creepy
that...
fleshy woods.
Yeah, we went into this. It's basically if
H.R. Geiger decided to get into horticulture and plant a forest.
yeah, and pretty much what happened is we went after this chick. We're like, okay, this shouldn't be that. Well, we were expecting.
We didn't know what to expect.
Okay, let me explain. Basically, they go into the chase after her. They find her after dealing with all sorts of problems. And they find out that this person has some sort of destiny that she must fulfill. And so the group was given a decision to either let her go to complete her mission, or they could knock her out, take the item, and return it. The group decided, you know, let's help her. We'll let her go, and
Destiny is too enticing a word.
anyway, they get back to their home base, and they're like, they tell the person they were working for that we kind of fucked up, and no one, she got away, and like someone's.
That happened after we went to Europe.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
No.
Oh, before?
It was before.
Okay.
And basically, someone starts. No, it was after Europe.
Yes, it was after
Yeah,
that.
it was
Yeah.
after.
So, and in Europe, by the way, this individual that we had been after before, we decided to help get to her destiny, and she went to this European town called, I think,
Which end?
Which End.
Hey, remember the security?
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh god, yeah, the security. at
Oh
the
yeah,
airport.
everyone else. He looks like a hobo.
Yeah.
How does a hobo get enough money to get a fly in any place?
And at this point, he had replaced his tuxedo, and this tuxedo had seen combat and many hours of travel and fighting. So
Looked like James Bond after a bad day.
it looked like James Bond after he'd rolled around in a manure pile. And he probably smelled about the same, so putting him in an enclosed space with hundreds of other people did not appeal even to the TSA. So they randomly selected him and took him through the ropes. They basically forced him to wear an air freshener under his jacket, and then he was allowed onto the plane.
But that was
they
interesting.
gave him a. They made him take a shower.
Yeah, that's right.
Then, in order to get on the plane, which was about to depart, I had to roll several run tests.
Have you ever seen Home Alone?
Yeah.
Where the first one where they're
Mount up on the reindeer, you know you're the man
Riding
tonight.
through the airport.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and he gets to the terminal and like you see the lady's like closing up shop, and he's like,
Yeah.
and,
No!
and then I'm like, okay, roll a charisma manipulation plus empathy, and he's like,
And the thing is, this rock star is actually a decently charismatic individual.
I was expecting him to have a fucking train wreck of failures, but
Sure enough, he talked his way through like a glib silver-tongued devil, and
somehow gone on the plane.
yeah, by some miracle, got on the plane and joined us in ye jolly old England.
Which ended up getting destroyed.
Oh,
Well, I mean, not all of ye jolly England
It was
got
just
destroyed,
Witch's
just Witch End.
Well,
So, yeah,
hey, remember the fight with the cultists in that
Oh.
city?
Ugh.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen? Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. Picture a town a lot like that, only they take it much more seriously, and they've got a lot more in terms of firepower to deal with this and manpower. So it was just us and our
Versus the world.
magical
yeah.
ways. And this is only after we found out that this woman we were escorting is the descendant of an evil freaking hag who needed to recover this artifact to fully have a lucid reincarnation and come back as a more powerful version of herself. So she dug out her own heart and her own, what was it, eye?
Yeah.
And stuck in the artifacts and became her past self simultaneously with her present self.
Weren't the artifacts
And-
like the heart of the flies and the eye of something else?
The heart of the flies and eye of the salt.
Yeah, so we done fucked up.
And so, yeah, basically, she tore ass all over town, killed everyone, left us alive because we helped her, and we had to go home with the tail between our
Yeah.
legs and face the music.
We also
which-
got Robe, which we'll get to in a moment.
Oh,
Okay, then we come to Tux's end. Anyway, so they tell the person they were working for that we kind of fucked up. She got away with the artifact, so there's nothing we could do about it. He comes driving like a bat out of hell, comes in to the church, all
and he's
piss and vinegar about it.
Yeah,
He's
and
very mad.
also before this, my character, I wish I didn't do this, but I put on the robe, and I failed the test for, like, what was it, Gnosis and
No,
something else.
Basically, the derangement check that it gave him.
Which is to say that when he donned the robe, he became insane. He didn't want to take the robe off, and this robe was the only concession prize that we could offer / this guy who hired us
Yeah.
wanted. And so you've got the Rock, which is to say Tux wanting to keep the robe, and the Hard Place, our employer, wanting to have the robe.
So what happened, John?
He gave Tux the warning. He's like, give it to me or else. And he's like, no, I'm not going to take it off. And
He gave him 2 warnings.
Yeah.
I only remember one.
no, it was only one. And then the guy
really?
pulled up his 50 caliber deagle and just blew a hole through his chest.
Yeah.
No, shot him twice, 2 in the chest, and walked away like a boss.
But here's the best part. That wasn't the fatal blow. Fail Redcorn heroically
Fail
leapt from
Redcorn.
the shadows where he'd been hiding because he was terrified, and he saw his companion Tux laying on the floor and bleeding. So he kneels down and begins to work his sacred ways and botches and kills Tux.
Yeah, then the cops came in.
No.
Oh, yeah, see, now this is inside the church, and not the Tartassy area, mind you. So, Tux has just left an enormous mess on the floor, and a mess that Fail Redcorn has exacerbated by, making a spaghetti pile out of Tux's insides. So we have ourselves a murder scene, a person who walked away from the murder scene,
And
who happens to be a very powerful mage, and a well-connected mage. So we had to figure something out, and
you decided, let's call the cops. That was a bad decision on your part.
yeah, well, my character was a moral sort, and he figured the
Cops
police
could do something.
he figured the police might be able to either A, catch this guy, or B, expose him. Because the thing about mages is it's a secret underground society, and no mage is allowed to be exposed to the world.
So basically, this guy decides to call the cops, and after that, then we all say, hold on a second, we should have some kind of a cover story we all agree on. So we have maybe 5 minutes to come up with a decent cover story?
No one works together.
Not a single solitary person got the story straight.
Okay, basically, one thing you guys did right was sort of move him into another room and
No, we moved into an alley.
no, you moved him
Didn't we?
into one of
No.
the
No, we kept him there. We said that
Yeah,
this guy had
that's right.
found him outside and drug him. Yeah, he said he found him outside, shot, drug him inside. The faith healer had tried to heal him. Since his cover was that he worked at a hospital as a doctor, so he did have some medical training. But apparently, between the time that the police were called and they arrived, the patient had mysteriously passed away from his wounds.
Fail Redcorn.
then I since I'm running it, I talk to each character and see what their collaborating story is. Basically, Fail Redcorn basically says he knew nothing really about what happened or where this guy came from.
I know nothing.
And then it came down to Steven's character who said, I try to do some cleaning up. And he's like, the cop's like, why would you try to clean up a crime scene?
Melvin's character said that I
Fail
insisted
Redcorn.
the blood be cleaned up because the church is supposed to be holy, not contaminated with blood. I said nothing about this, so there was something that didn't corroborate with the story.
And you didn't know nothing about what Zach said.
Yeah, the cowboy got a little more creative with his
Lie.
and
Never get creative with lies. The best ones are the simple ones.
he the problem is the cowboy has never had to lie about anything apart from being a mage, and he freaking sucks at it.
Basically, he said that he found a guy outside in the alley, and he drug him in. And if you have a massive gunshot wound, you would see blood leading into the church, which there was none.
Not a
Nope.
spot.
And they're like, how did this guy get here? And the police found the bullet casings in the fucking church.
So all of our guns into the magic space where no normal mortal can enter. There was no murder weapon to be had, so
We did have a lawyer, kind of.
Yeah,
kind of.
Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was able to get us off.
Then we go into.
Oh no! It was Zach's character who, during this investigation, his character goes on a drunken stupor and he's drinking in public, and the fucking police pull up.
Not public necessarily, but outside, which is considered public. He had found a quiet hillside to drown his sorrows in because not only did he not like lying to the police, but he didn't like seeing his buddy's chest get caved in by a bullet. So he grabbed a bottle of Jack's and drove out to a hillside and was just guzzling. And by the time the police arrived and asked him why he wasn't while he wasn't back home, he told them basically.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, no, he held up the bottle and told them to bend over so he could stick it where the sun don't shine, and the police naturally took umbrage to this position, so they whacked his ass and carried him.
No, you basically threatened them with lethal force, because you did pull your shotgun out.
Also, it was a beat down time now.
Yeah, so
they
they pulled their guns out.
they kicked Chuck Norris in his cowboy ass, and had to drag him into the drunk tank when he got back to the station, and he did not like that.
So basically, his character gets off of murder, but he has to attend like 30 days of AA.
Yeah.
Because he's a drunk.
Uh-huh.
And he's a felon.
So thus ended the story of Tux the homeless rocker.
And enters the story of Dimitri the child beater.
Yeah.
Dimitri the child beater.
Our next mission took us to an eldritch location. See, an artifact that we were seeking because, our characters are kind of treasure hunters.
Are stupid like that.
Yeah. We found this place and woke up in a
alternate reality.
Yeah.
If any of you have seen Pleasantville, picture that, only add another cup of sugar or so. Basically, everything our characters ever wanted in life was there. My character, the cowboy, was back with his family and was CFO of this big company.
We didn't remember who we were.
Yeah, no idea.
Magic and anything. My character turned from a preacher into a high school history teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy,
my character was a Russian police officer in reality, but in this reality, he was a security cop. Think Maul Blart if he were angrier.
Paul Blart, but yeah. Paul Blart, only Russian, pissed off perpetually, and
could get away with beating up children.
Because the thing about this alternate reality is whatever you did in it, you were never held accountable. So this guy decides to take out his frustrations on a whole bunch of...
Let's explain this from the first day. Now, first day, my character woke up, and mind you, this character had no family, whereas Tux did. My character, the morning he woke up, he went through the daily routine, went outside, got the paper, and he was... Then, like, a while later, he ended up at his work, which was the security station, and he was...
doing patrols.
Yeah, he was patrolling around the gated community, and he spots, like, what was it, 3 or 4 boys?
4 teenagers.
Yeah,
Four
four teenagers just chilling.
And they had, like, a bottle or something in brown bags and drinking it. My character walks up, "What you doing here? Why not you in school?" They basically...
just to clarify, he is a Russian, not a caveman.
I'm trying my hardest, alright?
This is like...
so anyways, he has
we say...
So, they basically said, "Fuck you," and my character was like, "You know what? No." I immediately go and take my nightstick and start whipping them. I beat them black and blue.
Yeah, he beats these children to within an inch of their life and tells them to go home. And, they manage to limp and stumble back to their respective houses. It was a weekend, by the way. And this...
it was a school day.
It was a school day.
Oh, yeah, right.
I was going to work.
So, Dimitri, he sent these kids... just
You're
limping.
dead.
Yeah, it was just, "You kids, I must break you." Pumph.
But anyway, the round was, if you gave in to your vices and stuff, you were basically more likely to be stuck in this. And but in real life, they were stuck in a in Germany in this salt mine, just slowly dying of dehydration and starving.
Yeah.
So each day they had to roll like after X amount of day, they started having to roll like stamina and like strength. And if they failed, they would like take one level of bashing damage. And it would just progressively get worse and worse. And so they were just dying. But in the dream, they were fine.
Yep.
But if you died in the dream, you died in real life.
Yeah, now Fail Redcorn had it the worst. He was descending into a drunken rage spiral worse than anything that even the cowboy had ever done.
He didn't want to really leave.
Yeah, he was happier in the dream world, and he didn't want to take the red pill.
Well, what was he in the dream?
He was another doctor.
Again?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but a successful
Well,
doctor.
yeah, like, he had his own practice, a secretary who was banging on the side.
He had everything.
Yeah, so he wanted to stay there because he was a lot happier there. And eventually we started to remember our real selves and started to unlock our magic, and this involved withering trials that required us to do things like jumping off of buildings or
running a marathon and breaking like both your ankles while running.
Yeah, this son of a bitch here, Dmitri, the hardcore child-beaten Russian man, marathoned until his ankles were broken and kept marathoning.
Didn't he have weights on him?
Yeah, and weights.
And it was like cinder bricks, wasn't it?
No, it was, cinder blocks.
Yeah,
like
cinder blocks.
50 pounds of cinder blocks.
I ended up just burning my house down. Like, the rules said that one of the options you could do was burn your house down. I ended up exploding my house. So I turned on all the gas, and I laid down one of these magic sheets of paper that you get from like one of those magic shops that when it's exposed to strong light, it bursts into flames. So I closed the curtains most of the way, and my character knew from a certain time of day this beam of light would pass over, the living room, across the TV screen. So I laid the piece of paper down on the floor in a certain spot I knew the beam would pass over, closed, and I had the curtains mostly closed, and then I turned on the gas, packed my suitcase, and left. And then about 45 minutes later, the beam of light crashed, went over the piece of paper, and the house exploded.
Or, no, the next best one was this guy tying himself to a tree in a lightning storm.
That was fun.
Yeah, see, my character jumped off of a building, yes, but he kind of found a loophole because the ritual does not say that you need to fall after jumping off of the building. So he got a base jumping suit and just glided on down just as pretty as you please.
Yeah, but you almost didn't make the rolls to unlock your thing.
That's true.
You got bonuses for doing stupid stuff like hurting yourself.
Even got Fail Redcorn to snap out of it. But by the time that we all awoke in the salt mine, good old Fail Redcorn was
You're dead.
Yeah, emaciated and dry as a bone. So we had to follow his instructions on how to revive him and get his fluids back under his healthy norms. But that whole adventure was easily one of the most memorable in Mage.
You know what my favorite part was? Where I got to intimidate that one guy.
It's...
What guy?
The dude that we came across towards the end.
Okay.
Well, we're coming up to about the 31-minute mark. I think we need to
we need to
wrap
end
it up.
this right here. The moral of the story is,
Don't be Fail Redcorn.
yeah, don't, if you're gonna be a doctor, be one that actually has skills and that actually thinks.
Be
not-
George Clooney.
And if you're going to be a homeless rocker who wears a tuxedo all the time,
Get her washed.
don't don evil cloaks that make you want to piss off very powerful archmages toting around 50 caliber guns.
And also, don't beat children.
Don't be children. That's
Unless they deserve it.
I thought the real moral of the story is don't make poor characters.
Don't, yeah,
At
there's
least
that.
have one dog
Yeah,
you love.
that sort of does work.
Yeah.
Don't make poor characters.
All right, so don't be poor, don't beat kids, and don't be Fail Redcorn.
Alright, and this has been Chris,
Steve.
Zach.
John.
and...
We just talked tabletop.
Yep.